Detective McMan by Alex Ponton and Bradley Austin. The night was cold and bitter, much like my mother-in-law, but with a slightly stronger scent of raw sewage than usual. Patrolling the streets at night is the best way to clear my mind, and at that moment, my head felt more crowded than an all-you-can-eat donut buffet at a Fat Man convention. Living in the shadow of your famous detective dad is a challenge for a rookie like myself. The only advice he ever gave me was in his final words on this earth. Red lights only hold you back, Jimmy. You have to go on your own terms. I've never looked at red lights the same way ever since. And just like that, my inner monologue was cut short. I ran as fast as a middle-aged man in a trench coat could run, but it was too late. In the dark alley behind Wiener's Meat Market, there laid a dame, struck down in her prime. There were stab marks that riddled her body. As I approached the scene, I could feel a lingering presence other than myself. It was a nagging feeling, like the popcorn kernel you can't get out of the back of your throat. Who's there? I shouted. Just like that, there was a loud crash, followed by scuffled footsteps. A tall, dark figure stood up from the shadows beyond the dumpster. I reached out for my pistol faster than a goat with a jet engine and steadied my aim. Come out with your hands up! Slowly the figure came into full view under the lights of the McFatty Burger billboard. The man had no nose, no mouth, not even eyes. Some people called him the human thumb, but since he had no face, we just called him Charles. Despite the fact that he doesn't have any eyes, he dresses very sharply. And his hair is so nice that it could star in a Hollywood film. Charles, what are you doing here? Trying to be a wise guy, hey, Charles. I haven't seen you since that Christmas party 3 years ago. Merry Christmas, Charles. Why don't you come down the stairs and have some eggnog with the rest of the department? Watch your step there, Charles. How he even functions as a human being is a complete mystery. Back to the scene of the crime. Charles was silent, ignoring my questions the same way I ignore my wife when she talks about her book club meeting, by banging my head against the wall. Charles, what's got you spooked? Stop banging your head against the wall. Just like that, he darted off. Could he be the killer? I readied myself to pursue him, but as he disappeared into the shadows, the sound of his footsteps became suddenly quiet. There was a muffled screech. Then a loud thud. In eerie silence over the alley. I dared not move. I felt trapped. Slowly, footsteps rang out in the alley, drawing nearer to me. Out of the shadows emerged none other than the legendary Mr. Chicago of the fabled West Investigation Division.
Excuse me, sir. I believe I will be taking charge of this investigation.
To what do I owe the pleasure of having someone of your caliber working on this case? How did you even come to find this crime scene? This isn't even your jurisdiction.
Well, allow me to explain.
Dropping Charles on his non-existent face, Chicago then pulls a scrap of paperwork from his coat pocket and hands it to me.
I've been reassigned to handle the ever-growing crime in this district. I was also eavesdropping on the conversation between you and Charles the entire time.
So then you must have witnessed the crime.
Sadly, no. I was only alerted by the crashing sounds in the alley.
Something didn't add up. Why would Chicago, of all people, be strolling around these parts anyways? Even if he was reassigned, it didn't make any sense, as the papers he handed me speculated that his transfer wasn't validated until just 2 days ago. Why didn't I see him sooner? Why was he eavesdropping? Why is he so interested in taking charge in this case? I need answers. They would have to come later, as the crime scene was slowly decaying. The police finally arrived, and they were able to collect a few parcels of evidence at the crime scene. But like a fart in an elevator, the real question still lingered. Who was this poor victim of a woman? Just as I was about to ponder the question further, a voice broke through my daze. To be continued.